Racism in the gay community, I swear to God, it is the most idiotic thing that's going on right now, and it's so prevalent, it's so widespread. There's a big cloud of things that people consider racist, but for the purpose of this video and for the purpose of my explanation, racism is the act of discriminating or being prejudiced against someone because of the color of their skin. And I am gonna point out just one recent example. This is what sort of got me started on this tangent, but it's been incubating in my head for a couple years now. This comment I got in my video, I Hate Faggots, it says, "You're no better, you're black, go pick some cotton." And I got a few other messages from people telling me I don't belong in the gay community and all this crazy shit. And it's like, why? Why are you going to be racist and you're going to be gay at the same time? Like, we, as a gay community, I guess if you want to call it that, we're so marginalized already by mainstream society. And yes, things are changing, and yes, things are getting better for us, but we're not, we're not the norm. We're not accepted all over the world. We're still marginalized. And why are you going to throw around hate within the community and further divide people? Racism in general is stupid, but it's incredibly stupid when you yourself are a minority and then you're discriminating against other minorities. I don't get that shit. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I wanted to say, or I wanted to bring up the topic of having a racial preference with who you want to date and who you want to screw around with, I guess, when people, I guess, on these dating websites are saying like whites only or blacks only or only white people or Latino people talk to me, or I was on this one teen website for LGBT people, and this wasn't even like a romantic like dating website sort of thing, but he said blatantly on the top of his profile, allergic to blacks, and it's, I don't know. I don't get it. I can understand, I guess, if you're trying to hook up with someone and you just, I guess, for some odd reason, feel like boning a white person or a black person that night, and you don't want to waste anyone's time, and you just list it on your profile, and that's that. But I don't see where people get off with writing off a whole race of people from interacting with them. It's like, I don't want to date any black people at all ever because I'm not attracted to black people. It's like, well, not all black people are the same, and how do you know that you never meet someone black who just blows you away and that you're completely attracted to? I brought this topic up with a lot of gay people, and they said, well, isn't it the same thing then? You can apply the same sort of concept when you say, oh, I don't want to date women at all because I'm not attracted to that. And I don't really see the two things as the same thing. Well, ignoring my little bisexual video that I made a little while ago, a woman's parts, they don't do anything for me. Sex is going to come into the equation with whoever I have a serious long-term relationship with, and regardless of the woman, even though their parts might vary, to some degree, they still have those parts. Whereas when you're saying, I would never date a black person, and you say, oh, I'm not attracted to that skin tone, it's like, well, there's a whole spectrum of people. There's a whole spectrum of white skin tones. There's a whole spectrum of skin tones for Asian people. So how are you going to write that off? There are some black people who are lighter than some white people, like Italians, who sometimes have incredibly dark skin tones, incredibly tan people, and you would still go with the Italian. And like, not every race has the same facial features and bone structure. Every person is different. I guess I don't really have a problem with that. Hey, if they want to limit themselves with their dating life, then by all means they can go ahead. That means there's more people for me. I'm just using black people as an example, and specifically just because it applies to me a lot, and with a lot of this discrimination I've come in contact with. Not all black people have the same skin tone. It's a whole spectrum from very dark to very light. And there are some black people who are even lighter than some white people. So how are you going to say, I don't want to date black people because of a certain skin tone, I only want to date white people, when it's like there's some white people who are darker than some of us, and not all the facial bone structure features are the same. Not everyone is a carbon copy of everyone else in their little category. Everyone is an individual. Everyone should be treated as an individual, and you should, every time you meet someone new, you should treat it as a new opportunity for anything. And you shouldn't really write them off because of what they are, you know. You should look at them as their own individual person, separate from everything else. Tell me what you guys think about the whole racial preference with sexuality and that sort of thing is, because you guys know I could pretty much be with anybody. I find people of all races beautiful and attractive and sexy, and some people even call it racism to discriminate against, or I guess if you want to call it discrimination, to discriminate against blacks or whites or Asians or Latinos, saying you only want to date one race. And I don't really know how I feel about this. I don't know if I would call it racism or discrimination. I guess it's obviously a preference, but I would like to understand where the preference comes from. And I think some of it has to do with a lot of the media that we are bombarded with. And that sounds really cliche, but when you think about it, this image of the ideal attractive gay man, which is like the Abercrombie and Fitch jock, muscular white person, and that's what's broadcasted in mainstream gay culture and the whole masculine thing and all that craziness. And then with, on the other side, with black people, it's either like a thug like person or just a big muscular black guy with a large penis. And these images form ideals in a lot of people's heads, and they don't like to stray away too far from these ideals because I guess it's dangerous, it's different, maybe they've been so brainwashed that they just don't want to, I don't know. And, you know, some people just have a preference, and I can respect that, but I refuse to believe that all these people just have a preference. I think it has to do with either the media or our culture or superficiality or something. So if you can answer any of my questions, or if you can cite any specific examples where you've encountered racism from other gay people, please leave a comment, and I'll try to do what I did in my last video, which was reply to everybody, because I totally did that, and I definitely deserve a medal. So, I don't know, lame joke. Yeah, it's like 1-something a.m., and I need to go to bed. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, evening, weekend, whatever it is for you. I will talk to you all later. Oh, and before I forget, a lot of you guys have been asking me about my house and about college, and yes, I have decided 100% I'm going to the University of Florida. I already confirmed my spot in the class, and that's where I will be attending. And about New York University, I did get a letter from them, and it is a waitlist letter. Apparently, they don't have room for me. So about my house, clearly I'm still in my same room, so things are okay right now. I don't really know what to say about that. I don't know what's working out with my family and the whole financial thing, but I'm okay for now, so that's good. Also wanted to give a couple shout outs, and that's really lame because I don't like that word, to a couple of my subscribers that like never comment but suddenly just decided to come out the woodwork. XCCManX, who has been subscribed for over a year and never commented but sent me a message. Rio Koruk, who I've been talking to for a long time now, and congrats on coming out. And I don't know, I don't want to waste too much time.